What's up guys, Rob at the Optimal Carnivore. Now, is our first meal of the day, that morning breakfast, making us fat as a society? The choice you make for the first meal of your day could be ruining your results for the entire week. And here's why. It's nobody's fault, it's just bad information. I have had to relearn every nutrition educational course that I've ever done as part of college degrees, diplomas, my actual university degree. Unfortunately, it's all been backwards and they're pushing this high carbohydrate, cereal, grain-based breakfast as healthy. And then look at the food pyramid. America have flipped it over. All we have to do is zoom way out. Look at what we do to cattle, cows, livestock. We feed them grain to fatten them up. And it's no different for us humans. Your healthy morning porridge and muesli sounds really good on paper, is not helping us. No matter what carbohydrate starts as, like a potato, complex carbs, if it's rice, if it's pure sugar, if it's a banana, if it's your muesli, your oats, grains, whatever, they all have to be broken down to simple sugars before they will be absorbed into the bloodstream. So no matter what the carb starts as, it will always end up as pure sugar in your bloodstream before your cells can use it. Why is that a problem? Well, this impulse burst of sugar in the bloodstream's glucose stimulates insulin from the pancreas to get rid of it. High insulin levels, they block a hormone called leptin. I spoke about it before. Leptin is your satiety hormone. So that is why 1 or 2 hours later after you've eaten, you're ravenous again. Leptin has been blocked, which is the signal telling your brain that you're full. So if that isn't happening, that's why you're eating every couple of hours. That's why people have to snack. And that's why when people adopt the optimal human diet, the carnivore diet, they can go hours and hours and hours without eating. We're not designed for this ravenous high blood sugar levels. We're supposed to have about a teaspoon of sugar in our bloodstream at one time, about 4 or 5 grams, just nice and steady. This massive burst, body goes into panic mode, insulin goes up, which we know blocks the satiety, but it also drops blood sugar back below baseline. The brain panics, doesn't have a fuel source, starving again, please eat. Whereas when you get a slight insulin bump from eating protein, the pancreas secretes insulin, but it also secretes glucagon, which balances out. So it's doing this rather than boom, boom, because you're getting glucagon, which boosts your blood sugar back up on its own without having to ingest endogenous carbohydrates. We're getting blood sugar crashes. We're getting this signal to the brain that we're starving. 2 mechanisms, because blood sugar's low and because that leptin satiety hormone has been blocked. But things like oats and the muesli and grains, they contain anti-nutrients called phytic acid. Phytic acid literally bind to minerals like zinc, magnesium and iron and make them unabsorbable, unobtainable for the body. So there's studies showing that if you eat tortilla wraps with oysters very known to be high in zinc, 100% of the zinc was not absorbed if you had these tortilla wraps, these grain-based wheat products with the zinc, because phytic acid binds to the zinc. So what happens when you're not getting enough minerals? Your body's always detecting minerals and essential amino acids and vitamins in the gut and in the mouth. So you're going to be hungry because it's searching for them. If you haven't got them from your food, again, it's going to make you hungry because you'd say, well, we've just eaten, but we didn't get what we needed. Where's the zinc? Where's the magnesium? Where's the iron? Go eat some more. Can you see how it's not looking good? Oh, and guess who funds the studies saying that cereals and sugar are good for you and don't cause heart disease or cancer or anything negative? Kellogg's. Do you think they might have a tiny bit of bias? So do your own research. Back in it might have been the 50s or something silly, there's published evidence that Harvard researchers were paid off by sugar companies to blame heart disease on saturated fat and not sugar. And it's all documented, have a look. So yeah, it's all backwards. So it's all right me saying this. What should we be eating instead? The optimal human diet, of course. As I've said before, every animal, every species on Earth has an optimal human diet for them and knows what to eat, except for us. When my clients adopt this optimal human diet after this early couple of week transition phase, a lot of them are not hungry in the morning. And that is why, because you get this natural cortisol, adrenaline, energy release in the morning, this hormonal rhythm that sort of frees up energy from your fat stores if you're not blocking them by like insulin and high sugar. So once you adapt it to a fat adaptation ketogenic diet, they're not actually hungry in the morning. So that makes it so simple. A lot just skip breakfast. But what do you do if you are hungry? We know the problems of eating a grain-based breakfast, some sort of cereal or skimmed milk, these all broken down to sugar. So we know the problem. We want to get rid of the sugar, but we want satiety and minerals. So what do we do to keep this blood sugar stable, not raise insulin, not block leptin, not block satiety, not these anti-nutrients, so we're actually going to get what we want? We want protein and fat. Your body, made videos before, is perfectly fine at making carbohydrates via gluconeogenesis on its own. It doesn't need to. At first, you might be a bit lightheaded, a bit headachy, almost a bit sweaty, hypoglycemic, because your body's trying to adapt. You're changing that petrol engine to a diesel engine. Enzymatic processes have to upregulate to do that. Give it time. Bacon and eggs, simple as anything. How could you complain with that? And that's why all my clients are like, I can't believe I can eat this and lose fat and I feel great. Oh, wait a minute. And it gets to night time and I'm not even hungry. Do you know why? Because you haven't had a blood sugar spike. You've got your fat cells secreting leptin, telling your brain, we've got everything we needed, stop eating. Also, we haven't had phytic acid binding to minerals, chelating these, zinc, iron, magnesium. We've got that on board too. Our blood sugar levels have stayed just like this, rather than boom, boom, snack, boom, boom, snack, boom, boom, fat gain, fat gain, fat gain. Okay? If you want to find out your version of the optimal human diet, I'm taking on clients, couple of spaces available. Drop me a DM, we can have a good chat. Hop on a call if that helps. Discuss your goals, discuss the packages that are perfect for you. Never have to spend another penny on online coaching again. That is my goal, to teach you how to eat for the rest of your life, educate you and your family to be strong, powerful and proud. Cheers, guys.